Welcome back everybody, I hope you're having a great day today. I'm back again. I can't believe it, I'm here for another episode. Going from doing an episode once a week to like every second day, it feels so much better. In today's adventure of an episode, we're on Am I Overreacting? Mainly because the stuff on Am I Overreacting is ridiculous. Like story number 1. Am I overreacting? Stylist calls me a for asking to get my hair touched up. Like, wow, okay. Good morning. I got my hair braided by you 2 days ago, but the cornrows are coming undone in the back. Is it possible for me to come in and have them secured better? And the hairstylist responds, cornrows will be $90 plus starting. I have availability tomorrow at 2. I don't want the whole thing redone. It wasn't secured properly in the back and it's coming undone, so I was wondering if you can just tighten it up. I understand paying some, but full price for a touch-up? Also, you said $90, but I paid you $154, so I'm confused. And they responded, it doesn't matter, you're coming in taking time out of my day to do your hair, so you'll be charged full price regardless. And as for that, I charge you extra for booking online because you charge the time to come in, which is an extra fee. What? You asked me to come in at 2 instead of 3? I didn't ask to change the time, you did. Also, that's something you need to be saying before you charge people. Your website says a totally different price than what you're charging. This is ridiculous. And they respond, okay, you can go ahead and find somebody else to play with, because it won't be me. Get the f out and get blocked, with a waving emoji. Oh my god. And it says, long story short, my usual hairstylist was out of town. I booked this appointment last minute the day before, and I asked for some simple straight back cornrows. No design or pattern, no extension, nothing. I came washed and blow dried too. On the website, it says that she charges $120 for cornrows. Now to me, that's a pretty hefty price, but I was looking for something quick, and I was willing to pay that since it was last minute. My original appointment was 3. She asked me on the day of what I wanted to be done. All I said was I wanted simple, straight back cornrows. I told her that I don't care how many she does, it's completely up to her. She said okay, and that I could come in at 2 p.m. if I wanted. I told her the earliest I could come in was 2:30. I get off work at 1 and I had to go home and wash and dry my hair, hence why I booked it for 3. And she obliged. Yeah, there's a picture here that says, okay, simple enough, if you want to come in at 2, I'm available. And OP said the earliest I can come in is 2:30. Does that work? And they say, yes, that's fine. And OP says, I'll see you at 2:30. Now, I've never had my cornrows unravel the way that they are, especially this early into getting them. It's pretty clear that she didn't actually braid to the scalp all the way to the bottom. What she probably did was stop braiding at the scalp at some point and turn the rest into a regular braid. My hair's soft and coily, so regular braids do not hold unless it's secured to the scalp all the way down or fastened with a rubber band. We even had a conversation about my hair and she mentioned that too, so she was fully aware. The whole interaction with her at the hair salon was nice, although she was pretty much talking shit about other stylists the whole time. Mind you, she did thank me for coming in early because she wanted to close early, and if I came at 3, she'd be alone in the store when it got dark, and didn't like that. I understand that even if I feel like it's a mistake that she made, if she says that I'll still be charged, then I'm not fighting that at all. But to charge me $90 to sit in your chair for no more than 10 to 15 minutes is a bit wild to me. And on top of that, she charged me way more than $90. More than the $120 that she quoted me. And I even left her a tip on top of that. Am I overreacting? Calling me a bitch over this seems like an overreaction on her end. I know beggars can't be choosers, but I thought even a little bit of professionalism would be there. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Okay, get the f out and get blocked. What? The top comment says, not overreacting. You need to leave an honest, detailed review on Google, Yelp, Travelocity, WebMD, Zillow, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, TripAdvisor, and honestly, Carfax. This woman's attitude needs to be documented across every corner of the internet. The response says, not WebMD. And the comment under that says, oh phew, I thought I had cancer, but it turns out the person who does my hair is just toxic. The second top comment says, this is code for, I charge whatever the hell I feel like and I can't justify it when called out. You've got it all in writing. You could wipe the floor with her in small claims if you wanted to be petty, but ultimately just leave the negative Google review and move on with your life. And OP responded, I can charge whatever the hell I feel like and give subpar service as well. Mentality. And OP also said, I've read everyone's responses and decided that I'll definitely be posting a negative review on her business as well as contacting the owner of the building and showing showing him the messages and my hair. I won't be posting her name or business on here simply because I've seen a lot of people who go on social media posting about their stylists get dragged to court for defamation and slander. I'm also active duty military, so I don't want to cause any problems for myself either. Thank you all for your responses. Yeah, very much a not overreacting consensus. Okay, get the out and get blocked. That's so wild. The next one says, am I overreacting for breaking up with my boyfriend for calling my pregnant body fat? Almost done work. What do you want me to pick up? Oh, I've really been craving Wendy's today, actually. Can I get the combo one without pickles, please? Sure, but I do think your eating habits have become bad and you've been letting your weight get out of control. I get that you're pregnant, but there are plenty of pregnant women like so-and-so's girlfriend who still took care of herself by working out and making healthier food choices. Wow. You have to think about how I feel as well. I'm not into bigger girls, and with the way things are going, I don't have faith that you'll lose the baby fat after pregnancy. Oh, the audacity. All I'm saying is you should be making better lifestyle choices. I love you and don't want you to make decisions that you'll regret. Whoa. Decisions that you'll regret? Like what, being in this relationship? Didn't OP responded, what the like what the actual are you joking? I'm carrying a whole life in me and your biggest concern is my weight? Honestly, you, dude. If you can't appreciate my body the way it is, you can right off. You're being very reactive and unreasonable. No, they're not. I never said I didn't like your body. I'm saying it's only fair to maintain your appearance because I do. If I got super fat and sloppy, you wouldn't want to be with me anymore either. I'm 20 weeks pregnant. Are you actually kidding me? And they send a picture. Okay, it's on its side. Your back should not roll. Pregnancy only affects the abdomen. What, are you a doctor now, bro? That is just simply excess fat that doesn't benefit the baby whatsoever. This is for your health. Pregnancy only affects the abdomen. Are you joking, dude? Lol, you're trolling me. You're a troll. We are so done. I'm blocking you. And it says here for context, I'm 18 female and pregnant, and my boyfriend's 24 male. Hold on a second. Complaining about my pregnancy weight gain. Wait, so you're 20 weeks pregnant, but you're also 18, and he's 24? Yeah, the red flags are flying. During the pregnancy, he's been making snide comments about my weight, but never this extreme. I just don't want to invest my time into somebody who isn't with me 100% regardless of how I look. Yeah, my mum is saying that I'm being reactive and I should apologize and unblock him? What the hell is your mum talking about? So that my child has a stable family, but I don't think he's a stable man in general. Yeah, it'll be a lot more stable if you're not with him. He is clearly incredibly immature, and I don't want that in my life. Of course. Oh my god. This comment says 24-year-old man getting an 18-year-old pregnant is the first huge red flag. You're so right to dump his ass and make sure to go after him for child support. This comment says your boyfriend's a but also, what's this age difference? 18 and 24? And you're already pregnant? I'm quite concerned on that part. Did he groom you? This comment says, why are you having a baby with this man? Girl, get up. Yeah, please tell me it's not real. This comment says, you dodged a red flag. What an insane thing to say to a woman who's A, carrying your child, and B, still somehow very slim and fit. Not that that should even matter. Yeah, this one's horrible. This comment says he's a piece of crap and the age gap is extremely concerning. He should have never pursued you in the first place. I'm sorry that you're going through this. You're definitely better off without him. Yeah, of course. And this comment, pregnancy only affects the abdomen. Brother, what? Yeah, the audacity is out of control. I hope this is rage bait. I don't want this to be real. Yeah, this comment, my jaw is literally floored. Yeah, I've been sitting here for so long, I don't even know what to say. I'm in total shock. This is horrible in so many ways. But yeah, hopefully it's not real. Am I overreacting? My sister sent me a picture and asked me for my opinion. And this is the picture. My older sister sent me a message about finding a press-on nail in her living room floor. This is the second time. She has also found a press-on last time in the bathroom. Most of the time it's after the weekend. She works weekends at a hospital. Her husband tried to say that it was from one of my niece's toys, but clearly it's not. Although not trying to overreact and help my sister through this, what other explanation can there be? The top comment says she's leaving them on purpose. The bend marks at the cuticle only happen like that if you slide something under the nail to pry it off. And the second top comment says, my press-ons only look like that when I terrorize my nails to get them off. This girl wants her to know. And the one below that says, what toy would have adult-sized fingernails? He's lying. The comment below that says, tell your sister to get tested and set up a camera in her living room. And the comment below that one says, either this guy's cross-dressing or bringing another woman into the house when your sister isn't home. Yeah, very much a not overreacting consensus. OP did say here, hi everybody, first of all, thank you for all the comments and suggestions of what it could possibly be. I don't use Reddit often, so bear with me, here's a small update. I told my sister to install a camera in her living room facing the door, and to not say anything until she had video evidence. Also, I agree with most comments that it's obvious what's happening, but older sisters do what they do, and she brought it up. I guess she couldn't hold it in, and I don't blame her, they have kids. But he even went as far as saying the brother that hardly stops by might have brought it in. He said that he would ask when the brother said that he might have brought it in from his shoe, which I saw someone comment that. He also said that it might have gotten stuck in his clothes from the laundromat. Both her husband and the brother tried to make my sister feel as though she's overreacting and told her she better think hard about making life-altering decisions. Wow. Yet he's the one who didn't even give an explanation. Just said basically, I don't know. Mind you, my sister and her husband are in the process of adjusting his legal status, so I'll push her to install cameras, but I feel as though because she told me he might slow it down, since he's now on alert. Yeah. Again, thank you for all the comments. It gave me a good giggle. The cross-dressing comments, lol, not in a judgment way. In the future, I know where to go for some help. I appreciate it all. If there is any juicy news, I'll keep y'all posted. Yeah, cheating for sure, right? Like, there's no real other explanation, is there? Oh, it came in on my shoe. Yeah, I highly doubt that, dude. And like all the comments are saying, whoever's nailed this is, it does seem like they're trying to rip that thing off on purpose. The response to the top comment says exactly. It looks like she wants the husband to break it off with your sister, and he's doing nothing. This is her speeding up the process. I suggest your sister go home early or install nanny cams. This comment says, you nail forensics ladies are cracking me up. One of you nail detectives is going to figure out that in OP's area, this type of nail is only sold by one store or salon, then go to investigate there, explaining the situation and asking for the cooperation of the nail tech. That will struggle with the dilemma between her client privacy and her own trauma with infidelity that will ultimately win, making her reveal the identity of the nail crumb leafer, who was shockingly OP all along. That is so funny. But yeah, like that comment that said, what toy would have adult-sized fingernails? Yeah, like the response says, this part, he's a terrible liar, and I hope she doesn't believe him. And the response says, honestly, it's such a lazy and obvious lie. It makes me think that he might not be trying very hard to get caught. Confront him, leave, and file before he does. Okay, the next one. Am I overreacting? My friend broke my expensive turntable and won't pay for it. So this happened last weekend and I'm still mad about it. Had my friend Sarah over for dinner and she was being her usual clumsy self. Knocked over my vintage turntable that I've been collecting records for. Thing completely shattered. The tone arm snapped clean off and the platter cracked down the middle. This wasn't some cheap Amazon special either. I paid $800 for it 2 years ago and it was in perfect condition. I could only afford it after a win on Stake US. Oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? I could only afford it after a win on Stake US. This is not even real, is it? Or if it is real, it's like sponsored by Steak. I've seen so many of these stories. Randomly in the post, they'll be like, I had a huge win on Steak. As if like Steak is like sponsoring them or something. To like get more people to use Steak. There's no way this is real. I could only afford it after a win on Stake US! Exclamation mark. This is an ad. We definitely have read another story that was the exact same, where randomly they were like, I had a huge win on Stake US. Like, that's not a coincidence. Surely. When it happened, she just stood there like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but didn't offer to pay or anything. I was trying to stay calm, so I just said we'd figure it out later. The next day, I texted her the receipt and I asked if she could cover it since her insurance might help. She completely flipped on me saying that it was an accident and I shouldn't have had something so expensive where people could bump into it. Like what, am I supposed to childproof my entire apartment for grown adults? I told her, why doesn't she go on Stake US and get a big win? She kept on saying that she doesn't have that kind of money right now, which I get. Have you heard of Stake US? But she literally posted pictures from some expensive brunch place the same day. Then she had the nerve to suggest that I should have told her beforehand that stuff in my house was fragile. I've known this girl for 6 years, and she's acting like I set some kind of trap for her. The worst part is that she's making me feel like the bad guy for even bringing it up. I ended up telling her that if she can't take responsibility for breaking other people's stuff, then maybe she shouldn't come over anymore. She called me materialistic and said that our friendship means more than some stupid record player. Now half our friend group is saying that I'm being harsh and that accidents happen, but like if you break something expensive, you pay for it, right? That's basic adulting. I'm not asking her to pay all at once. Even $50 a month would show that she cares. My roommate thinks that I handled it wrong and should have been more understanding about her financial situation. But honestly, I'm tired of people thinking being broke gives you a free pass to being irresponsible. She could have at least offered something instead of getting defensive and trying to make it my fault. The turntable is completely ruined and I can't afford to replace it anytime soon. Am I overreacting here, or is she being a terrible friend? Part of me wonders if I should have just eaten the cost to keep the peace, but that doesn't seem fair either. I worked extra shifts to buy that thing and now it's sitting in pieces in my closet. I thought you said you could only buy it because you got a big win on stake. Yeah, I could only afford it after a win on stake US. She won't even acknowledge that she should help pay for it and keeps on changing the subject whenever I bring it up, really questioning this whole friendship at this point because her reaction tells me everything about what kind of person she is. Hold on a second. Is Stake sponsoring Reddit posts? I need to Google this. Wow, so the AI overview thing, I don't know if that's true or not. It says, yes, it appears Stake, the crypto gambling site, heavily sponsors or uses affiliates to post positive winning stories on Reddit, creating a pervasive presence, especially in subreddits like r/videos or Am I the A-hole, with users noticing an increase in posts about large wins. Key observations from Reddit discussions. Pattern posts. Many users note a recurring pattern of posts detailing big wins, often by users named Stake or Stake. Am I the A-hole subreddit exposure. Some users called out the tactic of posting stories about winning big on gambling sites like Stake, even as part of Am I the A-hole posts. That is so interesting. And this overview thing must have got that from like a couple of different posts here, because it has links to some videos and some Reddit posts. There you go. Well, I guess I'll read the top comments. The top comment says, I'd be more annoyed about the fact that she doesn't seem to care and turning it onto you by calling you materialistic. Real mates don't do that. And the second top comment says, not overreacting. Upon learning it was so expensive, she should have offered to pay at least $25 a month if her financial situation really is that bad. Yeah, moving on. Am I overreacting? I found 2 hairs in my soup. I asked for a new bowl, and for me to keep the bowl at the table, then I'll swap it for the new one. Staff refused, so I asked them for a refund. I went to a soup restaurant tonight, and when I got my food, I took one sip of the soup, and while I was mixing the food a bit, I found 2 hairs. I asked the staff member to replace the bowl. Hello, can I please have a replacement bowl as I found 2 hairs in my soup? The staff member was nice at first. Sure. Then I requested, before you take this bowl away, can I please have this bowl stay here? And when the new bowl comes out, you can swap it so I know that it is a new bowl. Staff member declined my request, and I said, it's just to make sure that it's a new bowl. I used to work in a restaurant myself, and the dodgy things that chefs do at the back and not replace it with a new plate or bowl. The staff member then tried to take the bowl, and I said, okay, that's fine. Can I please get a refund instead? The staff member said no. I then asked for a manager for a refund and politely said to him, I found 2 hairs in my bowl, can I please get a refund? The manager was hesitant to give me a refund at first. We don't offer refunds. Me being a Karen now, you do know that finding 2 long hairs in my soup and not offering a refund is pretty bad service. That's okay. I'll sit here and I'll write a review with the pictures that I took of the bowl. Plus, I'll just search up the number for food health and safety and I'll file a review report. Manager, I'll process your refund. I'm not one to blackmail, but damn, am I overreacting? The top comment says, I've heard people say you should add far too much salt if this happens. Do this before they take it away. That way you can tell if they actually replaced it or not. The comment below that says, not overreacting. No, you're not overreacting. 2 hairs in your soup's already gross. And the fact that they refuse to swap it in front of you or issue a refund is wild. Any decent place would have apologized and replaced it without making a whole debate. You were just asking for basic hygiene and transparency. This comment says, we were with friends and ordered mozzarella cheese sticks at a restaurant. We all grabbed one and took a bite and found out that they were frozen inside. We did put the bitten into sticks back onto the plate. They apparently dropped those exact same sticks back into their fryer, and we got back a plate with the food that had bites out of it. What the hell, not overreacting? That's terrible. Yeah, definitely does seem like a not overreacting consensus. Does Jin want to go in the basket? Jin! Stay in the basket, Jin, come on. You can do this. No. One day. Okay, the next one says, am I overreacting? My husband didn't wake anybody up for breakfast. My 36 female husband, 37 male, and I and our 4 kids, 14, 13, 11, and 9, are in a hotel for a 5-day stay. It's been a long couple of days, so we didn't want to wake anybody up super early, but we planned to go down to breakfast that ends at 9:30. At 8:30, my husband set an alarm but was the only one who woke up. Instead of waking anybody up, he went down to breakfast alone? What? At 9:30, he woke everybody up by saying that we'd missed breakfast. What? I asked him why he didn't wake anybody up, and he said it's not his fault everybody else slept through the alarm. Oh, come on. Our daughter 11 said that she woke up at 8, but he was still asleep. I'm having a hard time believing that she would have slept through the 8:15 alarm. I don't know exactly how it happened, but I'm supremely irritated. When I suggested that we order in breakfast, he got pissed off because there's a free breakfast that we all neglected to get up for. We had 2 muffins, some grapes, and some orange juice left over, so they at least had a snack to eat, but he didn't even bring up more muffins. Now he's playing it off as a joke, and he's treating me like I'm overreacting, and that I'm responsible for the whole thing. Editing for more information to answer some questions. He agreed to set the alarm and wake us up. He doesn't like me setting one because I usually set multiple so I can wake up gradually. I take a little while to get up. I have chronic fatigue syndrome, but it's not excessive. We're not on vacation. This is a medical trip for our kid with a sleep disorder, ironically enough. We're staying a couple of extra days because our daughter has an event in the same city. I made sure the kids had a snack and we agreed to have an early lunch. It wasn't ideal, but I was weighing the options of him being an a-hole over an expensive breakfast bill or waiting a couple of hours to eat. Second edit, I'm getting a bunch of the information here because I'm getting even more criticism from both sides for it, and I'm realizing that I don't owe y'all my life story. I'm a terrible mother for not leaving, and I'm a terrible wife for complaining. Some of you just need to admit that you hate women and get it over with. I'm not divorcing my husband over this. This comment says not overreacting. Why is your husband carrying resentment? People who care for their family don't behave like this. Was there some incident? Is he normally passive aggressive or very selfish? Yeah, and the response says this is weird behavior, honestly. Like, who goes to eat alone when the whole point was family breakfast? Yeah, either he's being passive aggressive about something or he's really that selfish. The fact that he's now making jokes about it instead of apologizing makes it worse. The comment below that says not overreacting. Next time, don't suggest ordering breakfast, order breakfast. When he says something, respond with, well, we have to eat too. Too bad that we didn't wake up in time for free breakfast. It likely won't happen a third time, but worst case, you get a better breakfast. Yeah, why did he do that? Like that other comment said, that's super bizarre. He wakes up and instead of waking everybody up to go and have breakfast as a family, he goes alone and leaves everybody sleeping? Yeah, like it said there, he agreed to set the alarm and wake us up. But he doesn't. He wakes up and goes and gets himself breakfast. Like, how did he just happily go and get himself breakfast, knowing that everybody else is gonna miss out? Yeah, like this comment says, I would have gotten dressed and taken the kids out for a fabulous breakfast. Yeah, 100%. The response says this, looks like we're paying for an Uber and headed to IHOP. Dad can chill in the hotel since he clearly needs some time to himself. The next one, am I overreacting? My grandmother hates my partner. Are you coming to Christmas at your mum's? Need to know for food. Yes, we are both planning on being there as long as we aren't scheduled. The supervisor said that it'd be fine, but we'll see. Who is we? Me and my boyfriend, lol. Oh, you think that's a good idea? Last I heard he wasn't coming. Nope, we're both coming. It's okay if he wants to stay home. No need to force him to come. Not forcing anyone, Mum invited him and he's coming independently. Are you sure? I know he wasn't comfortable last year at Thanksgiving. Right, so that was a different situation. My boyfriend has expressed interest in coming to Christmas, but if he's scheduled to work that day, he knows it's not mandatory. I'm bringing sugar cookies and chicken dip, by the way. I was just asking, no need to get nasty about it. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. You used to be so nice with a 2. What happened to my sweet granddaughter? Are you ignoring me? I think it says. I'm currently in a store. Also, I really don't have a reply for that. Why not? It's a strange thing to say to someone. You have been mean to your grandpa, and since you started dating boyfriend, we won't be around forever. It's so sad that you treat us like this. Okay. It must be good sex to choose over family. Grandma, you don't want to know what your grandpa thinks. Honestly, I don't give a Yeah, what? I'm a 27-year-old woman who lived with my grandparents my whole life until I was 24. I then moved out with my boyfriend of 7 months who I had known for several years. This is a point of contention with my grandparents. Usually my partner doesn't come to my family's events because of scheduling conflicts and discomfort surrounding social events. I get it, especially when my family is added in. My grandmother specifically will try to get him to gang up on making fun of me and then pick him apart verbally when he doesn't comply. And she says that you're being mean. Wow. Last Thanksgiving, he decided to join us after a 10-hour shift for the food. Certain members of my family ended up reading into a few things that were said, namely that he doesn't like certain textures, and got offended. They started not so sneakily trashing him, and we went home. Wow. He's not been to an event with the whole family since, namely due to my grandmother. This year, my mother invited him to Christmas at her house. My mum and him get along great. Same with her partner and one of my uncles who'll be in rare attendance. He's clearly excited about going, and it's very cute to me. I desperately want this to go well for him. This morning, however, the above text exchange happened with my grandmother. It's the first time that I've talked to her since October, and I'm second guessing attending Christmas after this. I'm contemplating going even lower contact than I currently am with her, which unfortunately means going low contact with most of my family. My partner has done literally nothing to her for 3 years except dislike her cornbread. Am I overreacting? No. The top comment says, not overreacting. Start responding to her nonsense with nonsense. Example, she says, it must be good sex to choose over family. You respond, glad you understand. 100%. So weird of the grandmother to immediately go to that too. It must be good sex to choose over family? What do you mean? The second top comment says, not overreacting, that was a wild turn. You didn't say anything nasty at all until the end when you gave the appropriate response to that nonsense. Yeah. And the comment below that, inconceivable to me that a grandmother would be so crass and explicit in text. Yeah, I'm sorry, but she screams trash. Don't let her ruin your holiday. Yeah. And the comment below that one says, not overreacting, there was nothing rude about what you said. Grandma sounds like a manipulator and a busybody. Also, I know it doesn't matter, but like what's with using the number 2 instead of writing TO? Like it's actually harder on your phone to pull up the numbers and put a 2 instead of just typing TO. But yeah, not overreacting, OP. You weren't being nasty to her at all. This comment's talking about when the grandma brought sex up. Right? I read that and my jaw visibly dropped. And it's not even my grandma. I would have replied by saying, well, it's clearly better than your cornbread, and then uninvited my partner and myself from Christmas dinner. That is hilarious. Okay, the next one says, am I overreacting? Girl I'm seeing took my contact lens. What? This is going to sound really random, but did you throw away one of my contacts? No, not random, LMAO. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. I lost a contact while I was asleep, so I stole one of yours so I could drive home. I'm slightly concerned that my contact is behind my eyeball. Your eyes are way better than mine because I could still barely see, but something was better than nothing. That is so bizarre. That's not how contact lenses work. It says, I'm a bit irritated by this. She unintentionally spent the night and then I noticed a lens for my right contact was missing. I bought a year's supply in bulk of monthlies. This set everything off as now I still have an extra right eye contact lens for I don't know how long. Not to mention my lens in particular run about $20 a lens. She never asked if she could take them. She literally took a brand new one out of my cabinet, put it in her eye and threw the lens case in the trash. I wouldn't be as annoyed, but I have to go to the eye doctor to get a new one ordered since I haven't been in over a year. I've only been seeing this girl for a month, but I'm just like, what the f***? And OP said, we don't even have the same prescription in the slightest. That's so interesting. The top comment says, this has got to be one of the weirdest things I've ever heard of somebody doing. I can't imagine taking somebody else's prescription contact lenses and putting it in my eye. That's like putting on somebody's glasses and then trying to drive when their script is more than likely nothing like yours. I wouldn't break up with somebody over it, but eesh. Yeah, like this comment says, that's like stealing someone's dentures. Bruh, they're literally not for her eyes in any respect. Yeah. This comment says, if it was a long-term thing, it would have kind of been different. A month is actually crazy. And the response says, even long-term would be so weird. Taking a single contact from someone, especially one that's not even your prescription at all, without asking, is so strange. Yeah, definitely a not overreacting consensus, and time to read something wholesome. What a fun episode. My lawyer looks optimistic, so I think my chances are good. That's your lawyer? If that's your lawyer, everything's gonna be fine. Beautiful fluffy fella. And this one, my boyfriend got me flowers in the shape of my dog and I'm in love. That is so impressive. Whoever did that did such a good job. That is so cool. Did your boyfriend buy it like this or did your boyfriend make this? Either way, that's so cool. It looks like your dog. That is so wholesome. Thank you for watching another episode, everybody. I hope you had a great time today. If you did, make sure you subscribe if you want to. And the comment of the day today goes to the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Seeing a third Vincey video in under a week made me smile because it means he's doing well and feeling the groove. Yeah, I definitely am feeling the groove. I think I had more of like a mental block of like making episodes, if that makes sense. Like it was overwhelming in my head and the idea of doing more episodes and stuff was overwhelming. But when I actually do it, it's so much fun and it's really not that bad. And yeah, I'm feeling good, I'm doing good, and as you said, I'm feeling the groove. And thank you for watching the episodes and thank you for the support, everybody. I'll be back very soon. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!